You're watching Local News Durango. I'm Deborah Uroda. More than 100 property owners in Durango have been notified that their properties most likely are contaminated with radioactive mill tailings. The Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment recently discovered the contaminated properties after digitizing paper records from a 1980s U.S. Department of Energy project to clean up Durango's Cold War legacy. The mill tailings were left by a United States vanadium corporation that processed vanadium and uranium at the old smelter site, now the dog park on the Animas River. The radioactive material initially was used in the Manhattan Project that created the atomic bombs dropped on Japan to end World War II. Uranium later was sold to the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission during the Cold War. The mill permanently shut down in 1963. However, the tailings were used in various construction projects around the region, and in the 1970s and 80s, the U.S. Department of Energy identified more than 900 properties in and around Durango that had been contaminated with radioactive tailings. The tailings release radon gas and gamma radiation, both known to cause cancer. In 1978, Congress passed the Uranium Mill Tailings Remediation Act and funded removal of tailing sites like those in Durango. In 1986 through 1991, the Department of Energy relocated and buried more than 1.3 million cubic yards of mill tailings from the old smelter and Durango properties at a site in the Boda Wildlife Area just north of Lake Nighthorse. Colorado Department of Health officials say that properties that remain contaminated today were included in the UMTRA inventory, but most likely the property owners at the time declined to have the tailings removed at the federal government's expense. Now today's property owners, including the city of Durango and La Plata County, are paying the price. At a public meeting held in mid-November, health officials told a small gathering of contaminated property owners and local government officials that no funding is available to help with tailings removal, nor has a temporary disposal site been identified. So if property owners want to have their tailings removed, they will have to do it at their own expense and pay to have the tailings shipped to a certified waste site in Grand Junction. In the meantime, U.S. Senator Michael Bennet and Representative Scott Tipton have co-sponsored legislation to allow the Department of Energy to sell land at the original disposal site to the state of Colorado for use as a temporary storage area until all the tailings can be relocated and buried near Grand Junction. City and county officials also have been meeting to determine if city or county property can be used for a temporary disposal site, and they're also looking for funding sources to help owners of contaminated properties with the removal costs. In the meantime, San Juan Basin Public Health urges property owners who are concerned about contamination to have their homes tested for radon gas and to contact the health department for gamma radiation testing at sjbpublichealth.org. Thanks for watching this edition of Local News Durango. You can find this and other local news stories on durangotv.com, where you can sign up for daily stories delivered to your inbox. You can also catch us on Durango Cable Channel 15 or on our digital network at various locations around town. I'm Deborah Uroda for Local News Durango.